Hello, y'all. I just want to share what I have on my ritual table, my halad table. So, we got some kid snacks here. This is for the young spirits and my brother Jimmy Boy. We got some chocolates here. This chocolate had a cute little cartoon character on it. It was blue, so I had to get it. It really spoke to me. And then it's hard to tell here because it's not in the usual shape, but it is polvoron, but not just any polvoron. This is rainbow polvoron. Oh, and it came with this cute little sticker that you can see here. It's got a little cat character guy, dude, with a little plant in the background, thinking about plants. And right beside, I haven't put this out before for an offering, but we got coconuts. This reminds me a lot about my time in the Philippines because we made a lot of coconut oil, homemade coconut oil, which I have in the bottom here, charging it up with good energy from source. And this might not look super appetizing right now, but I found it in Lucky Supermarket. It's tuna, but it is adobo flavored tuna, the Century brand, which is a really popular Filipino brand. And right here we got some ripe fruits, the staple from the Philippines, manga. And then every halad I have a bowl of rice with 2 boiled eggs sitting on top, and they represent I think fertility. I might be wrong about that, but it's just like fruitfulness, maybe, that sort of idea. And let's see what else I got here. I got some beads. So the beads are from my ancestors. It's to attract them, so they can do some crafting and stuff. People love crafting. We love crafting. And we got a piece of luya. Luya is ginger in Tagalog, and ginger has protective qualities, protective energy to it. And this here is the offering candle. So every halad I use a new candle. I don't reuse one ever. And at the end, usually I bring it somewhere to the river to bury. We got some cigarettes here. These are offerings for the family members who smoked, mainly my grandma and my grandpa, my lola and lolo, or we used to call them nanay and tatay, but they both smoked a lot, so I got cigarettes there for them. And if you can see here, I got some seashells from when I was in the Philippines that I collected from the beaches. I really like this one because it just looks like a butthole. And this blue one here is supposed to be really rare blue coral. I got that from my friend Alex, who was the one that invited me to the Philippines on that beautiful trip. I like this one because it's just kind of got like a star shape to it. And this one I remember picking up because on the beach it just looked really beautiful the way it was soaked with water. It's hard to see now because it's dry. And then this little necklace here is a biogeometry necklace. So there are shapes on there that emit energy, healing energies. And right beside it here, hard to see, but that is a biogeometry ring. Same thing, it has some shapes on it and patterns that also emit healing energies. I drank this already, but this was water. Just an offering for my ancestors. You know, they get thirsty. And over here was coconut water that I also drank already from this coconut. And then we got my pencil case. I put my pencil case here because I want to charge up all the materials that I have, the writing materials, the drawing materials. I got pens and erasers, whatever I do for making art. And we got here some let's go to this first. Yes, here are more art materials I have, some brushes that I use. I also put my Apple Pen in there because I've been doing digital art recently. Below it is some more coconut oil that we made back in the Philippines by scratch. That took like a whole day to make, pretty much. We were up till really late in the morning making that. And we got these Chinese baoding balls. They are like meditation balls. You roll them in your hand, swirl them in your hand, and it is supposed to help with your mental fortitude or something. It's also just good exercise. We got here, it's hard to see, but there's some money. I always put money as offering, and I always put it heads up and from the highest denomination at the bottom going up towards the least denomination. We got this little swan car here. Swans are kind of amazing as well. I got this from my friend Natalie as a birthday present. I also like it because it's just weird, and Hillmouth Clint is also really into swans. She drew swans a lot. And what else? Oh, we got a little bowl of rice. So this is just raw rice. So we have raw rice because you need something cold and you need something hot. So this is cooked rice and this is raw rice. And this rice I will cook with later on, maybe in the week. And then I added this guy recently, Barrel Man. So we all know Barrel Man. He's a classic Filipino, cultural item. If you're not Filipino, maybe you don't want to see what's under there. But yeah, maybe I'll just show you. So, yep, we all grew up with this, all the Filipinos. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I never really understood what it was or what it signified growing up, but it was just always there. And then right here is a classic. We got um, you know, this oil, lily. I'm blanking right now what it's called, but you know, people know what this is. But it's like an ointment for, yeah, just like you can put it on your temples for migraines, or it's kind of like menthol smelling. Let's see. Oh, this was my favorite rock that I got in the Philippines. So it's got a little spiral seashell in the middle. Like, it really is kind of special. Like, that's a rare thing to find. And especially because we stopped at a place called Tin Dog Beach. And a funny story is that when we went to Tin Dog Beach, I had major deja vu there. I felt like I had been there before in an astral projection. Yeah, I remember flying through this twilight beach when I tried to pop out my window, my basement window, and I saw a figure there reaching down to pick up rocks and look at rocks as I was flying over, and I had a strong feeling that I knew who that was, and I really believe it was Jimmy Boy, my brother, who passed away before I was born. So Jimmy Boy is very important to me, because if it wasn't for Jimmy Boy and his passing, I wouldn't have been brought into this world, because my parents only wanted 3 kids, and it was my brother, Jimmy Boy, and my sister, and yeah, that's all the kids they wanted, 3 kids. And if it wasn't for him passing, I wouldn't have been born. So that's why death is a really important symbol to me. My favorite number is also 13. If you can see back there, this art piece is called 13, and it's filled with little symbols, but 13 is also like the 13th tarot card is the death card, and that card stands for transformation, transitions. It's a very powerful card. Moving on back to our show and tell. Yeah, we got some crystals. I got this at a farmer's market on 124th Street. And these crystals here beside it, those 2 I got in Toronto when I was dating someone in that area, in Niagara Falls. And those crystals are really special to me because I've meditated with them a lot. In fact, this one here I used to put on the top of my head when I meditated, and it really does something. Like, I encourage you to try that if you do meditate. Put a crystal on top of your head, and maybe you'll feel your meditation deepen. So yeah, and then I got this guy here I made with clay. He is a golem. I got the inspiration from reading this occult book, and yeah, I decided to make him. You can look up the story of the golem. So basically his mouth is open there. They would put a note in there and he would come alive and do whoever's bidding. And then here's a duende I made, also with the same material. And then this guy here is a duende that my mom got me in Gasoline Alley If you know Gasoline Alley, it's kind of on the way to Calgary from Edmonton. And this duende here is what started the whole duende obsession for me. It was soon after I bought this guy, or that my mom gifted me this guy, that I just started drawing duendes all the time. And I have tons of artwork with duende drawings and a notebook full of duende drawings as well. And then these Buddha heads are really awesome. I had went to an art exhibit, and there was an artist there. God damn, I don't remember his name. I'll just write it on the screen there. But basically, it was such an awesome art exhibit. Basically, he had 3D printers surrounding him, and he was in the middle. And the whole exhibit, I think it was about a week, maybe more, but he would sit there and meditate while these 3D printers were printing all these Buddha heads. And that's pretty crazy. So there were tons and tons and tons of Buddha heads that were printed, and I connected with him, and we hung out and just kind of like, we're both artists, so we both kind of got to know each other a little bit, and he gifted me both of these, and he gave me this one, and he wrote, "It is you." So I think this one was kind of significant, maybe, but I just really love how he wrote that on the bottom there. This feels like a special one, so I'm glad I have that. Oh, and underneath my spiral rock here is a little patch that my friend Natalie made of Snooye. So Snooye is a character I co-created with my co-worker Michael. Basically, I drew this face on a rock one day at work while I was sitting at a computer. There was a rock just sitting there, and I drew this face, and I wrote my name on it. And then he read my name upside down, and read it as Snooye. So this is a character that I was very obsessed with, and even to the point where I gathered all of my co-workers at the time to create an art gallery exhibit at the library, a Snooye collective, as you will. And the premise was that everyone created a Snooye piece. So there were different pieces, basically all of our art around Snooye. And I think that's such a really special thing that came to fruition. It's pretty insane, actually. Oh, and lastly, we have here, yes, roses. So every Halad ritual, I buy a dozen roses, and to me they just represent love and romance, because you just need to be romantic in your life, and you know, you can be romantic with yourself and with reality. You don't need another person to be romantic with. You can be totally romantic, just in the way you move through the world. But yeah, I love buying flowers. I love buying roses every Halad Ritual. So this Halad Ritual I do every new moon. So every month during the new moon, I will do this ritual. I prepare all these things, and then I basically do some prayers, and I pray for the people in my life, and I call in my ancestors and I pray for them as well. And these flowers here, they do eventually wilt, of course. And when they do, I walk down to the river valley, and I will bury them and offer them to the river and nature there. I'll do a little prayer while I'm there. And I'll say thank you, and I give that energy back into nature. So that was kind of a long explanation of everything on my table, but I'm really glad I shared that with you all. Might I add, this is my robe that I got from my friend Natana. She now lives in Toronto, but she used to live here in Edmonton, and she was my art coach for a short while, kind of around the pandemic era. But she gifted this to me when I went over to her house to do a photo shoot for my art website, and I just saw this right away at her house. It was just a robe she was trying to get into making clothes. So this is one of the things she made, and I love it because it's just like a muumuu. But as soon as I saw it, I felt instantly magnetically pulled to it and attracted to it. And yeah, she eventually gifted it to me, and I'm just so glad that she gifted it to me. I love this thing. It really kind of is my part of my art persona, to be honest. It also has pockets, which is pretty awesome. But I use it as well now during my halad because it is sort of my spiritual gown as I see it. So thank you for joining me with my show and tell. This is a part of my life I do every month during the new moon to just deepen my connection with Source, with God, whatever you want to call that, whatever you're comfortable using for a word for a higher power. I just use God now. Yeah, it's also a connection to my ancestors. It's a ritual that a Babaylan in the Philippines, who I feel very connected to, passed down to me, and I'm really glad that she gave me that ritual, because it does help me feel closer to God and Source, and it really helps me in my spiritual life. So thanks for joining me. My name is Jairus. I'm an artist exploring the unseen and the invisible through creativity and art, and just want people to feel connected to that invisible part of life that is just surrounding us all the time as well. So if you are new and if you enjoy what you see, feel free to like the video and subscribe to see more of my content. Anyways, mahal kita. Love you. Bye.